That's what I thought it was. Am I in the wrong place? That's 2 fingers down.
Oh, did you see Julia come up?
That's right.
Medlock?
I am. You are, Mrs. Crawford.
Quite so. You have no idea how happy I am to be back in England.
There is no place quite like England.
My husband's in the Lancers. He's been reassigned.
It was very kind of you to escort Miss Lennox from India.
What choice did I have? The outbreak of cholera was devastating. People have no idea. She couldn't return by herself. I should have to speak with Mr. Craven.
I'm afraid that's not possible. He's important. Never receives.
How inconvenient. In any case, my duty is done. She's your worry now. This is Mary Lawrence.
What? Her?
No, this is my servant, Conchi. I never travel anywhere without Conchi. I find her indispensable. I thought Mary was with you, Conchi. She must have slipped away. You better see if you can find her, Conchi. Yes, Lindsay. Here she is now. Where were you, Mary?
I wanted to look about. It's a gloomy sort of house, isn't it? I doubt if I shall be happy here. I'd best not get my hopes up.
Gracious! She talks like a little old lady. Give yourself time, child. You'll soon make some friends.
I don't think so. People never like me, and I never like people. I never have any friends.
See what I mean?
I do indeed. My word, she's a plain piece of goods. We heard her mother was such a great beauty. Didn't hand much of it down. Seems thin to me. Too pale.
Perhaps you will prove that she does older, like a late moonflower.
There's nothing likely to improve children here at Misselthwaite Manor. She could do with a nicer expression.
Go on. Talk about me as if I weren't here. Why should I care? After all, I'm only Mary Lennox, who might improve as she grows older. Then again, she might not.
Dear me, she doesn't hold her tongue, does she?
It's as I told you, Mr. Medlock. Stubborn. OnStage. Contrary. Willful.
Spoiled. Such a rude and difficult child. What's she doing now? Such a crude and difficult child. What's she up to now?
She's outspoken, she's aggressive.
A common little sprat.
She's defiant, she's aggressive.
And such a brat.
I'm just a young and innocent child. What's the problem now? Just a small and innocent child can't be bothered now. Please understand me, mother. I live to disobey. One way or the other, I get my way.
Such a bold and
Difficult child,
Where's she going
now. Such a cold and difficult child. What's she thinking now? She's unruly, she's rambunctious,
a pesky little bug.
she's distempered, she's obnoxious,
And oh, so smug.
I'll never change, be reformed. Understand me now. Won't comply, won't conform. Do you hear me now? I've never had a chaperone. Tell me what to do. I need some time to be alone. So be gone. Shoo.
Such a rude and difficult child, what's she doing now? Such a crude and difficult child, what's she up to now?
I won't be bossed. Pay attention. Won't be tossed. Did I mention? I won't be shocked. Won't be loved. Won't be throttled. Won't be dumped. Won't be thrashed. Won't be bashed. Won't be coddled. Won't be mugged. Won't be bridled. Won't be broken. Yes, indeed, ladies. I have spoken.
And this be Jane.
Miss Mary.
And this be Betty.
Miss Mary.
Mrs. Medlock told me you were to look after me. You should have been here earlier. I had to dress myself.
Can't you put on your own clothes?
You're a strange sort of servant. I never had to dress myself in India. It was the custom. When I was in India, Conchi dressed me.
That would be the foreign lady in strange dress. The one who came with you in the carriage?
It's not a strange dress. It's called a sari. It's what Hindu women wear in India. You're very ignorant.
It's trouble to look after you, miss. But I'm not really your servant.
Then whose servant are you?
She's Mrs. Medlock's servant. And Mrs. Medlock is Master Craven's servant.
Does my uncle know I'm here?
That he does, miss. But you needn't expect to see him. He's 10 to 1 you won't.
He comes and goes as the moon strikes.
But I want to see him.
He rarely sees anyone.
But I am his niece.
That'll make no difference to the master. Very set in his ways, he is.
What's this stuff? Looks horrid.
It's Indian porridge. Cook made it special for you.
I never eat porridge. Throw it out.
Throw it out!
Oh, miss, you don't mean that.
I always mean what I say.
Put a spoon of sweet syrup on it. Or a bit of sugar. That'll make it tasty.
Didn't you hear what I said? I don't want it. I don't want any breakfast.
Oh, I hate to see good food go to waste.
If some children saw this tray, they'd lick it clean.
Why?
Why?
Because they're as hungry as young hogs and foxes. I don't know what it is to be hungry. Take it away.
Cocoa too.
I don't like cocoa.
Cocoa put cinnamon in it.
Cinnamon only makes it worse. I hate cinnamon. Now help me with my dress.
You say so, miss.
What am I to do with myself all day?
Mrs. Medlock says you're not to make a nuisance of yourself. If you're in the house, stay out of the way.
Such a large house. I'll go exploring.
Oh, Mrs. Medlock wouldn't like that, miss. You mustn't go poking about.
How many rooms?
No one knows for certain. Over 100, they say. Most of them locked up, though. Dickon's working in the garden. He'd like some company.
Who is Dickon?
Me brother? You'll like him. He knows all about making gardens bloom. And when it comes to the animals, he's the best friend they've got. Birds come and eat right out of his hand. Have a little theirs to eat. He always saves a bit of his bread to coax his pets.
I doubt if I'll like him. I know he won't like me.
Well, can't stay and shut up, Miss Mary. I've got my duties. Take a walk outside the house. Get to know the place. That's my advice. And if you get hungry, cook fix you something.
Martha,
Yes, miss?
I heard someone crying last night. I'm sure of it. Did you hear someone crying last night?
Oh, goodness, miss. I don't hear anything at night. I'm tucked away in the attic.
I know I heard someone crying last night.
If you say so, miss.
I know what I'll do. I'll get my skipping rope.
That's a good idea, miss. Have yourself a little holiday.
I do wish young Dr. Craven had spoken to me about you. You come as a complete surprise, Miss Wiggin.
It must have slipped his mind.
Not that I'm complaining. I think a governess for Miss Mary is an excellent idea. I can't tend to my duties and watch her as well. She's not an easy child to deal with. She's the sort of girl who gets on one's nerves.
Oh, I understand.
Books and lessons will do her some good. The girl needs discipline.
I know how to do it properly.
I hope you do. However, the decision rests with the master.
Naturally.
I shall bring up the matter when the moment seems right.
Splendid.
Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells, and marigolds all in a row.
That's Miss Mary now.
Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden...
We don't skip road inside the house, Miss Mary. It's unattractive.
I don't see what difference it makes. I'm no good at it, inside or out. Mrs. Crawford gave the rope to me on shipboard. She said exercise would do me good. No one skips rope in India. It just isn't done.
Proper exercise and fresh air are very essential to the learning process.
Who are you?
This is Miss Wiggin. Young Dr. Craven suggested her for the position of governess.
Who's Dr. Craven?
Bless me, Miss Mary, you know very little. He's your uncle's cousin.
You don't mean a governess for me.
Who else I should like to know?
I don't need a governess, and I don't want a governess. I'm quite intelligent for my age.
Let me be the judge of that, Miss Mary.
No governess! I won't have one!
Really?
Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells, and marigolds all in a row.
There, what did I tell you?
I'll save this for her. She has a mind of her own.
More's the pity.
Mr. Medlock,
Now what?
the child didn't eat a thing for breakfast. Who ever heard of a young English lady not having a proper breakfast?
She said she hates porridge.
It's Coco too. She can't abide cinnamon. I won't be held responsible if the lassie goes to skin and bones.
A governess is definitely called
Quite.
stubborn,
Obstinate.
contrary, willful.
Spoil.
Such a rude and difficult child, what's she doing now? Such a rude and difficult child, what's she going now? She's rambunctious, a pesky little bug. She's distempered, she's obnoxious, and oh so smart. Such a bold and difficult child, what's she doing now? Such a cold and difficult child, what's she thinking now? She's outspoken, she's aggressive, a common little sprat. She's defiant, she's aggressive, and such a brat.
I know it's you, Mr. Robin. I know you're chapping. You have to follow me around, you think your feathers good to watch a man work, eh? Well, I won't disappoint you. Let's see. How about I plant some joy jump-ups, some violets, some coral bells, and maybe some sweet ferns.
Who is it you're talking with, Dickon?
Morning, Dr. Craven. He's up there. Follows me about like a stray lamb. See him?
You mean that Robin Redbreast?
Aye. He's a small one, that little bird. He likes to chatter.
No doubt. You seem to understand his peculiar language. You've always had a way with the creatures of the field.
Mother says it's a gift. Have you been to see old Ben Weatherstaff?
Yes, I'm pleased with his progress. His broken leg is on the mend. However, I don't want him up and about. He's worried about the grounds. He wants to come down here.
He's got nothing to fear. I've got everything under control like a good gardener's apprentice.
I'm sure you do.
I'll visit his cottage in a bit. I'll try to cheer him up.
That's good. Reassure him all is well. That's the best medicine.
Leave it to me.
Good luck.
Martha's brother.
Yeah?
You know all about flowers and animals. Martha said so.
I do know a lot. I ain't ashamed to admit that.
Aren't you kind of young to be the head gardener?
I'm not the head gardener, miss. I only help out a few days a week. It's just now that old Ben Weatherstaff is laid up with a broken leg. He ain't as young as he'd like to be.
I am Mary Lennox.
Yes, miss, I know. You traveled all the way from India. You probably met strange animals and such. I envy you.
One doesn't meet animals. They're just there. Suppose you mean the animals in India. Elephants and the like.
I've never seen an elephant. Something in picture books.
They can be disagreeable, especially if they have a bad tooth.
Dickon, when you have a moment, can you come over to the stable and check out the new pony? It doesn't seem lively enough to me. It's up its speed, too.
I'll come by the stable as soon as I visit old Ben Weatherstaff. This be my brother Phil. He's a stable boy.
Really?
Seems to me there are a lot of Sowerbees at Misselthwaite Manor.
Oh, Coach family.
Dickon!
Dickon!
Let's get the others. She'll be wanting to see us all.
Aye, she will.
Dickon! If it weren't for Misselthwaite Manor, us Sowerbees would go hungry many a night.
I'm hungry now. I didn't have any breakfast.
Mother will have something in her basket. You'll see.
You seem pleasant enough. Maybe we could be friends. It's doubtful. I don't have any friends.
There you are, Dickon. Didn't you hear me calling?
I was talking to Miss Mary.
The young lady all the way from India. How nice. Welcome to Yorkshire, child. Please give my regards to your dear uncle.
She didn't have any breakfast.
No breakfast. Oh, doesn't do without eating. I have some apples Ben Weatherstaff said I might take, and some tasty cinnamon buns I baked for Dickon and his brothers and sisters. They were raised on them.
I don't like cinnamon, but maybe an apple.
An apple it is. You're mighty pale, Miss Mary. Could do with a bit more color in your cheeks.
Why does one section of the garden have a wall around it?
You mean over there?
Yes, I couldn't find the door.
Master locked the garden door somewhere. Shrubs and vines have covered it up. Then we know where it is.
If there's a locked door, there must be a key.
Master buried the key with the garden 10 years ago. Said no one was ever to go in there again.
Why?
Goodness, child, didn't your uncle tell you?
I haven't met my uncle. I expect he's not too happy I'm here. Why did he bury the key to the garden? Tell me.
I suppose you have a right to know. See, it was your mother's garden. Your aunt's garden. She tended it all by herself. She was just a bit of a girl. It was roses mostly. There, in the garden, there was a tree with a branch bent like a seat on it. One day she was sitting up there, and she fell. It hurt so bad that the next day she died. The doctors thought Mr. Craven would go out of his mind and die too, but now he just tries to forget. That's why he won't let anyone go into that old garden. He loved his lilies so.
Lilius?
That was your aunt's name. There's some say she just married Archibald Craven because he was rich, but I think they truly cared for one another. Now he does nothing but travel here and there, trying to forget.
It's very lonely here.
I don't see how you can say that, Miss Mary. You haven't been here long.
It doesn't matter. I'm lonely no matter where I am.
Goodness, child, that's no way to look at it.
Mother! Mother!
It's Jane and Betty.
Mother!
That's Martha.
What's in the basket? Cinnamon buns, I'll wager. Let's all have one. Ben not let Miss Medlock catch us.
You mean to say, Mrs. Sowerby, that all these servants are your children?
They're all my children, yes, and Mr. Sowerby's too. May he rest in heaven.
How curious. And I suppose I shall spend my days wandering about, been lonely and bored.
Rubbish, child. I know what you must do. You must get yourself a bit of garden, bit of earth and grow a garden. It will work wonders for you.
I don't know anything about gardening.
Let Dickon be a teacher, miss. He could be like a brother to you.
I never have any brothers or sisters.
I have 11.
I know what we'll do, Miss Mary. That is, if you'd like. I don't mean to presume.
What?
We'll make you an honorary member of the Sowerby family.
Would you like that, Miss Mary?
Yes. I mean, it's most certainly a curious proposition. I think I might like it. Thank you.
Welcome to the family, Miss Mary.
A family is a sacred thing, blessed from high above, conceived with righteous virtue, and proudly crowned with love. Through thick and thin, rain or shine, we care for each other, the children, each and every one, and the mother. We're one big happy family, moving English clan, one big happy family, working hand in hand. We're a hearty crew, a Yorkshire stew, a moving buddy, and without ado we welcome you to one big happy family. John, come on!
If I should ever leave, we have to travel far and wide. I don't know how I managed it to you. I must confide. Oh, miss me brothers, miss me sisters, miss me mom. So stay with you. Until I separate. We're one big happy family, a common English clan. One big happy family, working hand in hand.
We're a likely bunch of fancy lads, as spicy as such be. So grab a cut and tie the knot with one big happy family. Yeah, come on, Miss Mary!
I've never had a brother, a sister, or a friend. I've lived a quite secluded life since I don't know when. Until this day I've been alone, no one with whom to play. And I must admit I find it strange, but I think I'll stay.
With one big happy family, a common English clan. One big happy family, working hand in hand.
We grew a Yorkshire stew, a motley company, and without ado we welcome you to one big happy family.
We're one big happy family, a common English clan. One big happy family, working hand in hand. We're a lively bunch of magic plants, as spicy as some heat. So grab a cotton tie the knot with one big happy family. And what to do, we welcome you to one big happy family. If you ask me, he has so much to give well. One has no will to give well, one doesn't.
How perceptive.
To prove on one's elements, only married depends the situation.
If you say so, nurse.
I have my orders. I do as I am told. Ours is not to question.
You know your place, as do I.
Dr. Craven, but they fall on deaf ears. I've learned to hold my tongue.
Wise.
I've said too much, perhaps. I've said enough, perhaps too much.
I would never betray confidence.
Thank you, Miss Medlock.
You're welcome, I'm sure.
You wanted to see me, Mrs. Medlock.
Ah, Miss Mary, it's your uncle. He wishes to see you before he leaves.
He's going somewhere?
Isn't he always? Travels to foreign places. Somehow it doesn't seem natural.
Shall I go brush my hair? Put on my best dress?
There isn't time. He wishes to see you at once. He'll be gone when you're gone. Come along.
What shall I say to him?
How should I know?
What if he doesn't like me?
That's your affair.
Sir, Mr. Craven.
Yes, who is it?
This is Miss Mary, sir.
You may go, Mrs. Medlock. Wait outside. I'll call when I want you to take her away.
Very good, sir.
Step closer, child. Are you well?
Yes.
I'll be gone for quite some time. You'll be left to your own wings. Consequently, I'm thinking of employing a governess for you.
Don't make me have a governess.
That's what Mrs. Selby said. She's fond of you. Do you like Mrs. Selby?
Oh, yes, I do, very much.
She knows about young people. She has 12 of her own. Many of them are in service here at Misselthwaite Manor.
I know.
She said you should get stronger before you have a governess. Seems to think you don't eat enough. Are you afraid of me?
I'm generally not afraid of people I never get to see.
Well, I guess you heard I'm a hunchback. I'm not. My back isn't very straight, that's all. I fear I know nothing of children. I can give you neither time nor attention. I'm too ill, wretched, and distracted. I sent for you today because Mrs. Sowerby said I ought to see you. I'm fond of Mrs. Sowerby. She's kind and respectful. I listen to her advice. She said you should play outdoors more. Said it would do you some good. Do you want anything? Toys? Books? Dolls?
Might I
Speak up, child. What is it you want?
have a bit of earth
A bit of earth? Whatever do you mean?
to plant seeds in, to make things grow, to see them come alive?
No doubt you've been talking to that boy Dickon. A bit of earth. Bit of earth. You may have as much earth as you want.
Is there something wrong, Uncle? The way you're staring at me?
You just remind me of someone else who likes planting things and watching things grow. When you see a bit of earth you want, child, take it! Make it come alive for you.
May I take it from anywhere? If it's not wanted.
If that is your wish. There's the county fair in the village next week. You might like that. I haven't been in over 10 years. Mrs. Sowerby asked that you could visit her cottage whenever you wish. I gave my consent.
Thank you, sir.
Mrs. Sowerby and Mrs. Medlock went to school many years ago. Mrs. Medlock!
Sir,
Now that I've seen the child, I agree with Mrs. Sowerby.
you mean she's not our governess?
Not yet, anyway. Give her simple, healthy food. Let her play outdoors as much as possible. Don't look after her too much. She needs liberty, fresh air, and romping about.
Uncle said I might have a garden.
Fine by me, I'm sure. It'll keep you out of the house.
Goodbye, Mary Lennox.
He really is a nice man.
If you say so. You head the master. You're to look after yourself. But you know the rules. When
when you're inside the house. Don't go wandering and poking about. It's unattractive. Come along.
I heard someone crying last night.
Don't talk rubbish!
Martha, wait till you hear. You see that enough, Miss Mary? I just met my uncle. Good for you, miss. I was afraid he'd leave without saying so much as hello to you. He said I can do whatever I want, and I can have my garden. Dick will be a big help there. He says I can visit your mother's cottage whenever I wish. Mother be pleased. She's taken real liking to you. Says you need looking mother in. I heard it again last night. What? Mrs. Medlock said I was talking rubbish, but I know what I heard, and I know where it's coming from. You don't mean the crying? Of course. Oh, miss, you mustn't go poking about. It'll only upset things. Who is it that cries? You know, don't you? Yes, I know, miss, but I can't talk about it. None of us can. It's one of Master's rules. I could lose my position. Don't ask any more questions, please. Why is it such a big mystery? I know what must be done. I must go poking about. But first, I'll have a word with Mrs. Sowerby. I expect she found me something of a nuisance.
You must come and visit me every day and tell me all about India. drop?
I should say not. Have you always been here?
Yes. I used to run an armed race to keep my back straight. The specialist came from London to see me. Told my father to take it off. It was stupid, he said. I set out to stay out in the fresh air as much as possible. I hate the fresh air. I hate sunshine. I bet you don't know how old I am.
10.
How did you know that?
Mrs. Sowerby told me that when you were born, the garden door was locked and the key was buried. And Dickon told me it's been locked for 10 years.
What garden door was locked? Who did it? Where was the key buried?
Your father hates that garden. He was the one who locked the door and buried the key.
You do realize that because I'm going to die, everyone is obliged to please me. You have to tell me more about this garden. I must know.
I intend to reclaim that garden. Your father said I might have a bit of earth. Do you think you won't live?
I've heard people say I won't.
Do you want to live?
No. I don't want to die either. Sometimes when I feel ill, I lie in bed and think about it until I cry and cry. My doctor's my father's cousin. He is quite poor. And if I die, he will have all the mistletoe my father passes on. I should think he wouldn't want me to live. I want to see that garden. I want the key dug up. I want the door locked. I could go there in my chair. That would be getting fresh air. I would make them open the door.
No!
Why not?
Because I want it to be a secret garden. You see, if no one knows but ourselves, it would be so much nicer. It would be special. We could get into it every day and watch the flowers grow bigger and bigger. No one would ever know we were there. It would be a secret.
I've never had a secret. Except that one about not living to grow. They don't think I know that, so it's sort of a secret. But I like this kind better. You and I will be the only ones to know about the garden.
Dickon will have to know. But I'm sure he's good at keeping a secret.
The boy who works for Ben Weatherstaff.
He's a wonderful gardener. He's away with animals and birds. He can talk to them. The garden will be a lot of work. I've got a lot to learn. There is one problem, though.
What?
Key. I don't know where it's buried. The door will be easy enough. It's somewhere behind the overgrown vines.
What is the meaning of this, Master Colin? Nurse tells me you threw your medicine on the floor and refused to get into bed. Get out, get out, and get out! I don't want you here! Don't you say I'm a visitor!
How did you get in here?
Young lady, this is hardly the hour of visiting. Master Colin is unwell and must remain quiet. I must ask you to leave. No, no, no! I want you to stay! Master Colin, that's out of the question. Don't excite yourself. Nurse, make sure he gets into bed. I'll prepare a sedative.
Yes, doctor.
No, no, no! I want you to stay! I don't want you to go to bed! No!
He
No, no, no!
certainly has a temper.
I hope you're satisfied, miss.
I meant no harm.
In the future, stay out of these rooms. Understand?
This certainly is the most curious house I've ever been in.
Isn't it wonderful, Dickon? The county fair. You are coming. You must. There's a lot to do here. You can't be working all the time.
I don't mind, as long as I can be out in the open. I don't even think of it as work.
Everybody's going to the fair. Even Mrs. Medlock. It's the one day of the year she only seems human. Cook's recipe. We should be grateful for small favors.
I've got enough flowers for everyone. I've even got some snowdrops, some crocuses, and even some daffy dandelions.
I'll go and hurry them along.
because everyone takes flowers to the fair. Why?
I can't rightly answer that, Miss Mary. It's just the way it's been hundreds of years, maybe more. They say if you take a flower to the fair, it's supposed to bring you luck.
How curious. You'll never guess where I've been.
Speaking with Master Colin again?
Yes, I saw him again this morning. I've seen him every day since I first learned about him last week. The nurse knows of my visit, but she doesn't tell the doctor. But what I wanted to tell you is that I met Ben Weatherstaff. He knows where the garden door ought to be.
Did he tell you where to find the key?
He doesn't know that. Colin will be so disappointed.
He's up there. See him?
The robin!
He's trying to tell us something. Can't make it out.
I think he wants us to follow him.
He does, but I can't leave these flowers. People won't be pulling at them.
He's flying off!
You go along, Miss Mary. I'll be along soon as I've given out all my flowers.
Don't be long!
I can't wait to taste the wonderful food at the fair.
Look at those beautiful flowers that boy has.
Ah, this one's especially beautiful. And look at this one. These flowers would certainly bring us luck at the fair.
That's what the tradition says. I like flowers. They're so attractive.
Perhaps everyone would like to take a flower to the fair. Flowers for the fair! Lovely flowers for the fair! How about you, Sam? No, thank you. Mom? No. Take a flower to the fair, while away your every care. All you fine ladies are never deprived if you want to arrive with a flair. Wear a flower in your hair. How about you, Sam?
Thank you. No. Mom? No, thank you.
Take a flower to the fair.
Hurry along, Dickon. We'll be waiting for you.
Not at all.
And don't forget to bring along Miss Mary.
I won't! Tom! I think I'll plant what's up by Ben Witherstaff's cottage. He can look out the window and boom, there they'll be. Dickon! Once I'm done giving these flowers to Ben Witherstaff, then we can be off to the fair.
You don't understand. The robin. Huh? He flew down to the earth and began to peck the soil with his beak. He was almost in a fury.
Oh, that's nothing to fret about. He's probably building a nest, finding nice twigs and blades of grass. Birds like their comfort.
It wasn't that kind of digging. He kept chirping and looking at me. And finally, I realized what he wanted.
What?
He wanted me to dig in that spot. I did. And look what I found.
Well, it's the key that the master buried all them years back, I'll wager.
It has to be.
Well, what are you going to do with it?
What do you think I'm going to do? Up in the garden, of course.
No telling what you'll find.
I'm not afraid. Are you?
No.
Come on then, Dickon. Let's go.
There's a secret garden that's always in bloom. It's a secret garden where there's always room. There are memories and miracles and lots of fun in this secret garden of
You can see there's a number of people in your family too. This was a fantastic person.
I thought I would be by myself.
Thank
garden, Miss Mary?
Not really a garden. You couldn't call it a garden. A bit of earth, that's all it is. My uncle said I might have it.
And when was that?
Some months ago, before he went abroad.
What do you have in this bit of earth?
Only the things Dickon Sowerby recommends.
Good lad.
Things are starting to grow. There are clusters of purple crocuses and gold ones. Leaves are beginning to break out, unfurl.
It's the season.
I plan to visit that piece of earth soon. I'll not, Master Coleman. We must rush it. I must be off to visit Ben Webstaff. I'm afraid that Lady Molly feels like cold. He may have to go to the hospital. Keep up with the medication, nurse.
Yes, doctor.
Does Dr. Craven ever smile? Is that a funny question?
No, miss, but that's what people asked about you when you first came to Miss the White Manor. Does Miss Mary ever smile?
I suppose I have changed a great deal. Still, it's nothing to laugh about.
I want you to stay with me the whole afternoon.
You're being silly. I've too many things to attend to. Besides, I must visit with Ben.
You have to do what I say. Everybody does.
That again? You're like a young Raja in India, sitting on a silken pillow, always wanting his own way. Well, I won't give it to you this time. I won't stay.
You will.
I won't.
Will.
Won't!
If you don't stay with me, I'll work myself into a tantrum.
Go ahead. You're so spoiled.
How dare you speak to me like that? How dare you?
I'm going to the secret garden, and I'm leaving you here.
If you leave without me, I'll scream and yell.
Go ahead. Besides, I can scream and yell louder than you can.
You can't.
I can! Can! There! How do you like it?
Now what's all this? Things were going so well with you two.
I won't be ordered about by Colin. I'm his friend, not his servant.
She's cruel, nurse. That's what she is. Cruel.
So says the young Raja.
Ow!
What now?
I felt a lump on my back. It's growing.
You felt no lump. You only want attention. If you did feel a lump, it was only a hysterical lump. Hysteria makes lumps. There's nothing the matter with your back.
There is.
Nurse, show me his back this minute.
But perhaps he won't let me. Go on, show her. Then she'll see. She'll be sorry. She'll apologize. Satisfied.
There's not a single lump there. There's not a lump as big as a pin, except for backbone lumps. And you can only feel them because you're thin. I have them too. They'll be gone when I'm fatter. It'll be the same with you.
I didn't know he thought he had a lump on his back. I could have. His back is only weak because he doesn't do his exercise. Exercise and sits most of the time in bed. I could have told him there was no lump.
Do you think I could live to grow up?
You may, if you do your tour. Remember what the specialist from London said? Stay out a great deal in the fresh air.
Mary,
Yes, Raja.
Now, Miss Mary, be nice.
I want to be outside with you and Dickon.
Dickens found a baby fox, and a crow has come to visit.
There'll be plenty of time for that later. Now, Master Colin must rest. Off left the pillows.
Oh, Mary, I was afraid you were going to give our secret away to Dr. Craven.
Never. It's our secret. Yours and Dickens.
Tell me some more about the garden.
It's been left alone for so long that the roses climbed and climbed and climbed until they hang from the branches and creep across the ground, almost like a strange gray mist.
Mr. Crane. I heard he's back.
Back in England, you mean? Yes, London. He stays at the Empress Hotel. Fashionable place. Not that Mr. Crane would ever notice. He's probably sitting in some large chair in the lobby, surrounded by gloom and doom.
You say he expressly stated that Miss Mary went to tell the governess.
For the time being, I must say the child certainly has improved. She no longer sulks and pouts. The last time I saw her, I thought she looked rather pretty, like a wildflower. Mrs. Sowley, the neighbor woman, attributes it to the garden work.
Garden work?
You know, planting, weeding, picking away the bugs. Mary gave me these, aren't they choice?
Beautiful. Is Dr. Crane about?
Of course. He rarely leaves the estate.
If the position of governess is unavailable, I will have to look elsewhere. I've already spent enough time thinking about Miss Crete. You might tell Mr. Crane that when he gets back, that wildflower very frequently is mistaken for a weed.
That I will.
Nice bit of sun will do you good. I'm glad to see you out and about, Master Colin. You sound like the doctor. Dr. Craven? Miss Mary's my doctor. Shall I go find her? She must be somewhere about. No! She knows I'll be waiting here. Same as yesterday. I don't need you. You can go. I think John and I ought to stay. I don't want you. Understand? I want you to go back to the house. When it's time for me to return, Mary and Dickon will help me. Very good, sir. Must have catch a chill. The sun can fool you, you know. How's that, comfy? Off you go. Hello to you too, Mr. Robin. Fine day. We looked for you a little while ago. Nurse made me take a bowl of hot soup, so I couldn't go out until I did. Who fetched you here? Same as yesterday. Your brother, the footman, John, and your sister Betty. I sent them back to the house. I don't want to take any chances. No one must know about our secret.
Come on then, Colin. There's a lot of work to be done. Every day a new day.
Let's see how the things we planted yesterday are coming along. Things don't grow that fast, Master Colin, even when you want them to.
Even I know that.
Help me.
Careful.
Easy does it. That was better than yesterday.
You've been practicing the back exercises I showed you.
Yes, but I never tell the doctor. He might not approve.
I've got 6 packets of new seed in my apron pocket. Bought them with my own money. We'll plant them today.
Mary, Dickon,
Now what?
I want to show you something. I haven't looked at it in a long, long time. I didn't want to.
Cameo brooch.
I've never
never seen one so lovely. Dickon?
Aye, it's beautiful for sure. Who's the beautiful lady painted on it?
My mother. For a long time, I didn't want to be reminded of her. I was angry with her for dying and leaving me alone.
Are you still angry with her?
No, but I wish I could have known her. I wish she could have known me. Sometimes, I like to think she's looking down from heaven, seeing her son here in the secret garden.
I imagine she is.
Smiling, because every day you're growing stronger and stronger.
You've got to believe in things real hard, Colin. If you believe hard enough, sometimes they'll come true. It's a kind of magic.
Like taking flowers to the county fair for luck. Only you've got to believe, otherwise it doesn't work. Exactly. It's a beautiful day.
Aye.
Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow?
With silver bells and cockle shells and marigolds all in a row.
I don't understand it myself, but I must admit, it's something of a miracle.
Master Colin has a bit of color in his cheek.
Who would have thought it?
I've seen him smile once or twice.
Imagine that.
I give a lot of credit to Miss Mary. Can't be pleasant stuck in a wheelchair. Down by the stables, he fed a carrot to a pony.
Never.
When I lifted him from his bed and put him in his chair, I can tell he's gained a pound or two.
He is eating much better. Whatever can it mean?
All I know is something's happening with Master Colin. He never doesn't seem the same. He doesn't look as pale. His bedroom doesn't smell as stale.
I hardly hear him cry and never hear him yell. He appears to be doing quite well.
Just heavens,
Something's happening with Master Colin.
I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what to think.
The other day he actually gave me a wink.
Huh?
He answers when I speak. He's really quite polite. Our conversations hardly end in a fight.
Yes, something's happening with Master Colin.
He never seems tired. He never seems warm. He's no longer full of anger and scorn.
It's a blessing to behold. It's marvelous, I'm sure. I wonder what could be the sudden cure.
It's a blessing to behold. It's marvelous, I'm sure. I wonder what could be the sudden cure.
All his short life, he's been a little twit. Not a day went by without a sudden fit. Now all at once he's happy, breathing fresh air.
While standing by his bed, he sent me on me derriere.
Yes, something definitely happening with Master Colin.
He is no longer sullen. He does no longer brood.
Au contraire, he seems to have a change of mood.
He doesn't seem the same. He doesn't look as pale.
His bedroom doesn't smell as stale.
Yes, something's happening with Master Colin. He never seems tired. He never seems bored. He's no longer filled with anger and scorn.
It's a blessing to behold. It's marvelous, I'm sure. I wonder what could be the sudden cure.
It's a blessing to behold. It's marvelous, I'm sure. I wonder what could be the sudden cure.
grown.
Master of this great manner.
Besides that,
What?
a scientist. I intend to be a scientist. I intend to be the greatest scientist the world has ever known.
Well, I expect I'll be doing what I'm doing right now. But I should pay more attention to vegetables, carrots and cabbages and such.
But why? Flowers are so much nicer to look at.
That's true, but not all people like to eat flowers. English people, anyway.
Wouldn't my father be surprised if he was out here feeling ever so much stronger?
You can have Dr. Craven write to him.
No, I don't want anyone to tell him. I want it to come as a surprise.
If you finish early enough, Mary will show you where the hedgehogs live. They move around quite a bit.
I've never seen a real hedgehog.
You'll laugh when you'll see them. Funny little creatures, they are.
I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Hi, Mother.
Master Colin, do you remember me, lad?
Of course I do, Mrs. Sowerby. I met you a couple of years ago when I was still strong enough to go to the fair. I didn't like it there. People stared at me. It was because of my wheelchair.
I can hardly believe me eyes.
But Mary, this was our secret. Yours and mine and yours.
Mrs. Sowerby is different. She's one of us. You don't really mind, do you?
I suppose not, seeing as how she's Dick's mum. And you've told me so many nice things about her.
I told you it'd be a surprise.
Seeing Master Colin like this is more wonderful a surprise than I could have ever imagined. And this garden has come back to life.
That's Mary's doing mostly. She found the key and opened the garden door.
I haven't been here in a long time. It used to be such a happy place. Oh, the memories. Oh,
What's wrong, Mrs. Sowerby?
I know why the gardens come back to life. Your mother's in this garden, I can feel it. She couldn't keep out of it.
Well, if she's here, she'll like this. Now here's the real surprise, Mrs. Sowerby.
Eh?
Come on, Colin. Show my mother.
Show me what?
Go on, Colin. Walk.
What are you saying, girl? Walk? Mercy, do you help the boy?
No, Mother. He's got to help himself.
Just one small step and you will see. Just one small step and you'll be free. You've got a lifetime left to live, so much to give.
to the hotel or are you going to pick it up?
I told them to deliver it here.
Thank you, Conchi.
Mr. Craven! Mr. Craven! Mr. Archibald Craven!
Did you hear that, Conchi?
Mr. Craven!
Here, miss.
Sir?
1 moment. Thank you.
Did he see it, Conchi? He didn't even open his letter.
He seems tired.
From all that I've heard, he's perpetually tired, a listless, dull man. Now that I've seen him, I'm quite glad he wasn't at Thistlefield Manor when we arrived with the impossible Mary Reynolds.
Does seem soft.
Never got over his wife's death, I hear. Can't bear to be with his son because he reminds him of us. You see, he's a brute. Men like that usually are.
Perhaps you should introduce yourself.
I wouldn't pay to spend such time with a man like that. Come along, dream on, Mr. Craven. Come along, Conchi. We have better things to do. Time for tea.
There's a secret garden that's always in bloom. It's a secret garden where there's always room. There are memories and miracles and bursts of cry in this secret garden of mine. Archie, come into the garden. Feel the sun. Come into the garden. Look at the roses. Come into the garden. It's been a long time since you've been here. I miss you. Those rose trees we planted long ago, they're growing again. They never were afraid they might be stunted. Not them blue robins. How they chatter and chirp. Our garden is a wonderful garden, isn't it? We will always be so happy here. You mustn't be sad. Lilius? Of course, dear. It's Lilius. And here, I'm always close. Where would you expect me to be?
Where? Where?
I'm in the garden, Archie. I'm in the garden. I'm in the garden. Our garden.
Lilius! Sleep. That's it. I was dreaming. Letter. This is so how odd.
Dear sir, I trust you will not think me forward, but as you have been kind to me and mine in the past, I feel I can take the liberty. You recall we once discussed about Miss Mary and how a governess may not be needed. She's come along so well, really she has. But sir, please sir, I would come home if I were you. I think you'd be happy to come. And if you don't mind my saying, I think your lovely young wife would ask you to come if she was here. Your obedient servant, Susan Sauer.
Is this more of the dream too? I'll go back to the house. I'll find the key. We'll open the garden. I'll go at once.
say anything?
Did he ever? Said he was going to open up a walled garden. No one has been in there for over 10 years.
Where are the laughter now?
In the garden, I imagine. If you can remember where he buried the key.
I better go and inform Dr. Graydon. He'll want to know about this. Has he gone mad?
I think I'd best try to locate him. In his condition, he might fall and hit his head or attack someone. Oh!
Poor man. Still eating with grief. Are you sure it was a house carriage?
I am, and it was my uncle who got out.
This will be a surprise for Colin.
It was your mother who wrote.
Out of the goodness of her heart, you can be sure.
I just hope it won't anger Colin.
We'll just have to wait and see.
What's wrong with you, Auntie? What's that?
Call it what you will. What are you two doing here? Who opened the garden? Who found the key? Who dared?
I did, Uncle. You said I might have a bit of earth.
I never dreamed you would pick this place.
How did you find the key? A robin showed me where it was buried.
A robin?
Fanciful, I say.
Oh no, sir. There's genuine magic here. I feel it all the time.
I'm going back to the house. I wish to see my son.
There's no need to go back to the house for that, sir.
And how is that?
See for yourself.
What? Is this all the dream?
It's him, sir. It's your son. That's why I wanted you to come home. The boy needs his father.
It's Master Colin, no doubt about that.
Can it be? You look so different. Out of your wheelchair.
And Colin, you can believe it, Father.
So strong. So tall. You look so much like your mother.
It was the garden that did it. And Mary. And Dickon.
My son.
Where you tend a rose, sir, a thistle cannot grow.
I'm going to learn to live again. I'm going to learn to love again.
Can do it.
Got a lifetime left to live.
never getting back into that chair again. We'll walk back to the house, Father. Together.
It may be too much for you. Not anymore. Not anymore.
There's a secret garden that's locked far away. It's a secret garden where I long to play. There are roses and daffodils ever so fine in this secret garden of mine.
There's a secret garden where wishes come true. It's a secret garden just waiting for you. There are snowdrops and marigolds ever so fine in this secret garden of mine. There's a secret garden that's always in bloom. It's a secret garden where there's always room. There are memories and miracles ever so fine in this secret garden of mine.
There are memories and miracles ever so fine in this secret garden of
Thank you.